Hello, you are watching the Berea College News Report. I'm Jake Stinson.
And I'm Esteban Reina. Our top story tonight, the election results are up and we have new officials in the Student Government Association. This week's reporter, Jake Stinson, checked in with them to see what they have planned for the upcoming semester.
My name is Brady Willis, and for this year I am serving as sophomore class senator and as speaker of the Senate. So SGA is the voice of the students, and every student, full-time student of Berea College, is considered a member of SGA. So you don't need to be voted in, you already are, congratulations. The officers of SGA are the ones elected by those members, and they are the ones responsible and in charge for making decisions that affect all of the students and the student body. This semester, we are looking a bit more introspectively into how we run as an organization. A goal of mine that I have is to amend the election process, get a set of rules in concrete, therefore there's no misunderstanding, no scandals, no turmoil between any of the students, because at the end of the day we all want the same things and we just need to work together to get that.
Okay, my name is Edward Chabano. I'm a freshman student, and I'm the president of the freshman class of 2023.
Good evening. I am Maureen Michelle, and I am representing the sophomore class as the sophomore class president. Hey, class of 2022.
My name is Chase Denny. I'm the junior class president.
First of all, the freshman year is very hard because it's the first year. People don't know how to react to classes in here. It's a new environment, so many students drop out, and I think there's some problems with mental health with some students, that they don't get enough support sometimes. Sometimes they're not ready to ask for help, so that's why I would like to support more activities that will help students to get more involved.
So if there's a way that we can find ways to encourage sophomores to continue to still branch out, but still at the same time, hone in on what their passions are, I think that would be perfect, because I know with the pressure of feeling like you have to decide right now, that can sometimes, get in the way of still wanting to make time for friends or still wanting to make time for the things you love. But I know that my sophomore class will be able to do very well. They will still be able to balance and be resilient, because as Berea students, I feel like we all have this great level of grit within us that helps us push no matter what we're facing.
Overall, I think that we're a solid class. We have caused some issues simply because we are so resilient. You can see that with some of the issues we have with housing. We had a dorm go down for renovations, and they didn't expect as many of us to stay, just from typical trends. So it brings me pride that we are one of the classes that have stuck it out for so long, and we've gone through so much that we've caused those issues, and we've opened those doors so more students in the future don't have to deal with those issues.
I want to make sure that students have part of a great experience during the classes and out of the classes. That's why I want to have meetings with students and at least know what's the general impression of the majority of students in here.
I really feel like this semester SGA is really pushing for transparency, for accountability, and for a lot of clarity within the student body. We really want to make sure that there's tons of clubs that feel supported to have events. Majority of the things we do focus on funding and hearing the student voice.
I think my biggest pride is most of the events that you see on campus, SGA has had as a hand in, whether that's the funding or assisting with planning. So just being able to walk around campus and see the posters or see the events in the halls makes me so proud to know that something that I'm doing is helping the other students on campus.
So we help with these projects to build this connection between students and the community here. At the same time, giving students the opportunity to have a good time at college and building this great experience here.
Quite a big misunderstanding many students have on SGA is that it's drama 24/7, but there is fraternity, there is a feeling of brotherhood, sisterhood that we all share with one another, and there is the care that stretches beyond what you see on the Facebook page, what you hear at dining if someone is upset with a representative. There is more of an understanding that goes beyond those complaints, and we don't take those complaints lightly. We all have a goal, and we don't see anyone as enemies.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me personally. If you see me walking across the quad, please reach out. I'd love to talk to you, even if it's just to grab lunch and say, hey, get to know me a little bit better so I can get to know you a little bit better.
I enjoy working at the SGA even before in high school, and once that we got to meet each other here at the SGA in Berea College, I feel like it's going to be a great year because we have a great team here. Everyone wants to do their best to represent students and give the best of them during this work. We did a great job our first meeting, and I feel like it's going to be amazing. We want to be as transparent as we can.
But I think a big thing that we can find ways to do is to continue to encourage students to find ways to reach out. You know, because in the midst of go, finding key things that students can get involved with in a way that gives them that time and that space to really just have that moment of where they can just relax or just really you know, realize that what they're doing is leading to something, and then it's the books are important and the friendships are important, and the biggest thing is how you connect those two things together. So I would like to add that I wish you all the best school year. Just know that if there's anything you ever need, anyone you ever need to talk to, I'm open to talk with, and also the SGA, anyone who's there, any senator, anyone, any class, you know, we're willing to hear you out, voice your concerns. You know, if there's a question, if you feel like, you know, you need to talk with someone about anything, whether it be academics, mental, social, whatever it is, you know, we want to be there for you because we represent you. And I know that, you know, you've trusted us. Your vote has entrusted us to do this work, and we want to do it to the best of our abilities. And the best way we can do it is to know what you want us to do. And so just feel free to come to us. And I'm thankful for this time. I'm thankful that I'm a part of the Berea Beloved, and thank you all for being beloved.
Excellent. It looks like we can look forward to an active semester. We, here at Berea College News, cannot wait to see the SGA's plans in action.
This past weekend, our speech and debate team competed at the University of Indianapolis. The team fared well and took home several awards. Our reporter Lane Hinton got the opportunity to speak with the debate team.
This year's speech and debate team has a completely different look as they lost some seniors but gained a lot of new faces. I got the opportunity to speak with team president Jasmine King about the challenges and opportunities that this inexperience presents.
So one of the challenges that we have this year is that a lot of the people that were on the team last year, they went to moot court or they had other things, and so it kept them from joining the team this year. And so the half of the team is made up of people like me who joined last year and returned this year, and then the other half of the team is like new members. So it's kind of hard trying to get them prepared and try to have a high success rate, because we had a really, really high success rate last year because of all the old members that was on the team. And they were seasoned. And so now we have to try to get people just as seasoned to bring just as many trophies home. So, you know, just being able to know how to be yourself, be confident what you're talking about, and things like that.
Even with the new roster, this does not stop the team from competing to the best of their ability and led to a pretty solid performance at this weekend's tournament.
It was cool. We went to Indy. It was my first tournament as the president of the debate team. We had a lot of new members, so it was like baptism by fire for them. For the old members, it was just like a good warm-up. Just for the new members, it was like a good experience of what debate is, because that was one of our hardest, not our hardest, but that was one of our harder tournaments. So the one award that I won was the 4th place speaker award for a novice. And then the second award that we won is me and my partner made it to semifinals. So there's 4 initial rounds, and then there's quarters, and there's semifinals, and there's finals. So we made it all the way to semifinals, which was good for Shania because this was her first debate tournament, so I was really proud. I've made it all the way to finals before, so it wasn't really nothing new for me personally. So I made it to finals, and we had 2nd place that time. So I'm trying to make the finals one day and take it all home, and I have the ability to do that because I'm bomb.
As they celebrate their accomplishments, the team knows their work isn't over yet, and they continue to work hard every day in order to improve.
So one of the big goals we have, because everybody's so new, is not so much like bringing home trophies, but like making sure everybody has a home in debate team, making sure everybody feels like they have people they can talk to, that they're on the team that's very closely knitted and things like that. Yeah, establishing that team unity is very important in succeeding in debate, but we mostly debate in MPDA, which is 2 against 2. So really in succeeding in that, you have to be closely knitted with your partner on the same kind of track, the same kind of mind. So I think it's really important. But yeah, that being able to be a team and work as a team and work well as a team is very important. So that's one of our goals. Our secondary goal is to bring home the trophies. And so even the new members, they're showing a lot of potential to be good debaters. So I'm really excited about the season. And I feel like even though our main goal is to make sure we're a team and we're unified, I really feel like we're going to bring home some trophies. Stay tuned because we're going to do big things. Yeah, we're going to do big things this year.
This has been Lane Hinton with Berea College News.
We wish the debate team the best in future tournaments, as well as our other sports teams.
A new group on campus is encouraging empowerment to all who attend their weekly meetings. Called W.I.S.E, the group seeks to empower all who identify as women or non-binary and educate them on how empowerment can help, not only themselves, but society as a whole. Reporter Brett Arthur has more.
But what I didn't see is people coming together to focus on empowerment amongst ourselves as a collective, which really seems like the reason why Berea College exists, is that we learn together. And so it seemed like something that was missing at Berea College, and empowerment has just been important to me from a therapist perspective. But we began focusing on empowerment for our women, intersectional and non-binary students to have a space to explore how they can create a supportive community and learn more about their personal empowerment, as well as how they can bring empowerment to every aspect of their life, and maybe as a collective come up with ideas of social empowerment or political empowerment, economic empowerment, culture empowerment. It really encompasses many different aspects of our lives. Joining and spreading the word would be another way to support W.I.S.E. And right now, we really are open to everybody. So if anybody, a male, doesn't necessarily have to be a woman or intersexual or non-binary individual, feels like they identify with the need to explore their own empowerment or how to take empowerment to a different scale, whether it be global or local or Berea College itself, might benefit from that. One thing, being a therapist, one thing that I see a lot in my office is really helping people form these conversations that they're going to have with a professor or a labor supervisor or a roommate, where they're learning how to be assertive and trying to find their own personal empowerment. And it happens so frequently that that aspect itself, that individual empowerment, is something that I believe any student could get out of the group.
On Friday, September the 20th, the Berea climate change strike was held in our campus at the center of the quad. We followed up on how the strike turned out and what were some of the opinions of the protesters. Our reporter Esteban Reina has more.
On Friday, September 20th, climate change strikes were held all around the world, preceding the United Nations Climate Action Summit that was scheduled for Monday, September 23rd. The newspaper The Independent estimates that more than 4,600 protests took place in 150 countries, and Berea was not left behind, as more than 80 people showed up on our campus to join this global action.
What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! Thank you.
These protests were arranged to call international organizations and states to action and demand climate justice. This type of protests have been modeled after young climate activist Greta Thunberg skipped school on Fridays to protest in front of the Swedish parliament. While in the climate strike held in Berea, students, staff and townspeople had the opportunity to voice their concerns regarding climate change. The organizer for these protests, Tessa Grant, urged people to follow what scientists have claimed regarding climate change.
The 18 of the 19 warmest years ever recorded have been since 2001. Despite all this, our country pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord. That makes absolutely no sense. We need to get back in that, and we need to do even more. Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt will be paid. Science does not lie. We must follow our scientists.
The student body and staff from the college were joined by several townspeople who voiced their concerns.
And I'd like to thank all of you for being out here. And it's not just for you, it's for my grandchildren!
My name is George Brosey, and I'm a townie. And I was in college in the early 60s. And I chose then to be an activist. And I am so grateful that I chose as a college student to be an activist and to continue to be an activist up until now and hopefully for years in the future.
Once the main protest finished, some protesters marched to City Hall to let the local government know their stance on this issue. I interviewed Tessa Grant and Rachel Heating to know their opinion about the strike.
I think it turned out great. I was very anxious, and when I was actually headed over here from my class, I was just thinking, this is going to be terrible. And then I got onto the quad, and I saw there was already a big group of people here, and I was just blown away. And then I got here, and I was told to stand up on the bench and start speaking. And I was very, very nervous. I'm not a great public speaker, but people were so supportive, and it was great having other people come up and speak about how they feel about climate change and how it will affect them and the rest of our world in the years to come. And so I think it was great. I think it was a great turnout and great energy. I think it was successful in that when all these people came together, there were a lot of different kinds of people. There were students, there were faculty, there were older townspeople. And when they all came together, I think that they were all able to learn something from each other. They were all able to build off each other's energy. Additionally, we passed out voter registration forms so people can vote here in Kentucky by the time voting comes this November. And some people afterwards are marching to City Hall to speak with lawmakers there. And because we were able to get press coverage from the Richmond Register, I hope that people outside of Berea will be able to hear about our story as well.
I think it's really cool that Berea decided to do this climate strike. I know that one of our great commitments is to sustainability, and I think it's really important that we did this in order to maintain that consistency with our commitment to sustainability. I know a lot of people on this campus are very passionate about the environment. And I think it was really cool that so many people came out to do it. I also have a lot of respect for Greta Thunberg, who has been a leader in the youth protest movement against climate change for some time now. She actually just landed from taking a sailboat across the Atlantic, which I just thought was it's just so impressive and just such a commitment to a sustainable way of life. And I just think that today's protest was really beautiful and impactful, and I hope to see more action on this campus. It's kind of fun to make those changes. It's also important that all of us are very politically active and that we're voting, and because we need to make some really large political changes in order to actually cause a great shift in climate change and in order to stop any terrible things from happening in the future. Yeah, so there's just a lot of different ways that we can do that, and I just really encourage you to just try and find some little ways in your life to help save the world.
This was Esteban Reina for Berea College News.
It is truly inspiring to see students on this campus joining others around the world for a protest for such an important cause.
Well, that's all the time we have for this Berea College News Report.
If you enjoyed this video, like it on your Facebook page. If there's more content you would like to see, report it on, comment below and let us know.
From all of us here at Berea College News, have a great day and we'll see you again next week.